allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being at the Goldendale City Council regular session for August 5th, 2019. The first item is the roll call, and we need a motion to excuse Andy Holm. He's not here because of work.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to excuse Andy Holm from attendance at City Council tonight. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We're going to the agenda, and we need a motion on the agenda and the consent agenda for approval.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the agenda and the consent agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We don't have presentations tonight. We have the fire department represented. I don't know whether the police officer will be here. Reggie is out of town, so we may not have somebody here for that. But Steve?
So, from the fire department, quick update. We did have a structure fire over the weekend. I was out of town, but what I heard and what I saw, it looks like we had a good response and we got a good outcome there.
Very good outcome.
Was able to keep it to minimal damage, I believe, so that was a good thing. I also learned that the fire department had applied for a grant through Anheuser-Busch for 6 pallets of drinking water.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And we were awarded that grant, so we will get that delivered to us. I guess we're in the process of getting that scheduled to be delivered to us through the local distributor.
That's great.
And then which I believe we will share with the surrounding fire districts.
Yeah, excellent, excellent.
So that's about all I really have.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Connie, anything in your department? Okay. We'll go on to council business and requests for park use, and this will be presented by Larry Bellman.
Okay, we do have a recent public property use application that was completed by one of our own, Gilberto, and has filed on behalf of the Goldendale Fire Department for the Goldendale Night Out community event. And he wants to hold it at Econi Park, which is, I think it's the second annual, is that right, Chris?
Correct.
And they will be having their event on Saturday, October 12th, between the hours of 3 and 10 p.m. And one of their requests is to waive the park fees for that, which we did the first time he came in and requested a waiver of the park fees. So I don't see a problem with that. In addition, however, he has asked for the city crew to set up and take down the city bouncy house. The 3 bouncy, I assume all 3.
If we can, that would be great.
Okay. So the reason why I wanted to bring that up along with the request to waive the park fees is this is not a normal during the day type of activity that would include putting it up and tearing it down. So it will require some overtime on the part of the public works crew, which is not a problem. I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that included work by them. It takes them about something less than 2 hours to put it up, and then it takes a little bit less time to take it down. But they would have to be paid a 2-hour minimum, and it would be an overtime situation on Saturday.
How many would be working on it?
What's that?
How many the city?
Probably about 3.
3, okay. If I can add, we're planning the event open to the public between 3 and 7.
Okay.
About 4 hours. And that gives us plenty of time to clean up and make sure the park is clear. And that's why we put the 10 p.m. Just, we don't know, get the vehicles out, clean up trash, and
So the bouncy house would only be from 3 to
7.
3 to 7. So they'd probably have to come about 1, and then they'd come back at 7. The other issue, which I'm not sure how we can deal with this, but we do need to have probably at least 2 people, if not 3 people, that can oversee the bouncy houses being used, kind of patrol or police it, so that you don't have too many kids. The bouncy houses are usually set up in like a circular arrangement, and you don't want to get it too full, because they start bouncing all over each other. So you want to try to limit it to, say, 15 kids at a time, and you can limit them to 5 or 10 minutes, and then you move the next group in and move the next group in. So there's a little bit of monitoring that needs to be done, and I don't.
Yeah, we are actually partnering with the Goldendale High School FFA.
Oh, good.
It's one of the groups, and so we'll have some of the students from there. We're hoping, because school will be in session, and we're hoping that we can have other groups from the high school, because they're always asking us for volunteer help as well.
Very good.
So we'll be working with them, and the plan is that we'll have some group of students there to monitor that.
So what I need, the best thing would be to have one adult that's in charge.
Okay.
And if I have the one adult in charge, they can help monitor the high school kids who in turn then monitor the other kids who are using the bouncy house.
Yeah, that was
So
no
that-
problem.
Just, if we had 2 of them that worked a 2-hour stint, that's usually not too hard to do. But it's just keeping control of the situation. And then the other thing they have to do is they have to take off their shoes, because you can go in your stocking feet, but you can't go in with your shoes. And then we have a place for that.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a problem.
I'm sure most, any student groups involved, like, there's gotta be an adult, a staff member that would be
Yeah,
the staff coordinator of that student group, so that would probably be a great option if, to get the kids involved and just
I
make
think
sure
that-
that whatever staff member is in charge of that is,
Yeah.
on call with them.
yeah. And I think some of those groups have already been in charge of the bouncy houses
Okay, good.
before for other events, so we'll make sure that there's an adult there.
Okay. So it sounds like he's thought it all out, and I think that we just have to find 2 to 3 people on that Saturday, which we announce it a little bit early, then I'm sure we get some crew members to come out there. And I think it's a great way to get back to the community. I will say that was one thing that we heard, and I'll talk about this. We'll talk about a little bit later on the good things that happened at community days, but one of the things I heard more often than I had in years past was they really appreciated not having to pay to play, so to speak. And they really thought that was a great deal, and so I think that was a good decision to make, and it seemed to work out well with the parents and the kids too.
It seems the right thing to do, right approach.
Right. Okay,
I move to approve the use of the Coney Park for the Goldendale Night Out on October 12th, 2019, and to waive the park fees and approve the installation and takedown of the city bouncy houses by the Public Works crew.
second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the use of Coney Park for the Goldendale Night Out on October 12th, 2019, and to waive park fees and approve for the installation as well as the takedown by the city Public Works crew. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
I'll abstain.
Pardon?
I'll abstain.
Okay. Have that one. Thanks. Next item is a resolution, and this is for authorization to concurrently serve as a member of the Goldendale Volunteer Fire Department while serving on the city council, and Larry will explain that presentation.
Well, all I can say is we found it in our RCW and it's required. And we've done it before, with Guy did it, and Gary Hochter did it, and Alan Zabrowski did it, so.
Andy did it.
Andy did it at one time, Andy Hall did it. So it just is a ministerial resolution that needs to be approved that allows Phil to be able to be paid as a volunteer fire department, but also be paid as a city council person.
I move,
Questions or discussion?
I move to adopt resolution number 700, authorizing City Council member Filberto Ontiveros Jr. to receive volunteer fire department financial benefits.
Second.
And I didn't butcher your name, did I?
No, that's correct.
Good.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt resolution number 700, authorizing City Council member Filberto Ontiveros Jr. to receive volunteer fire department financial benefits. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
And one abstention.
Yes, one abstention. Phil abstained on both of them, which is right. Way to go at it. The next item is report of officers and city administrator. And we'll begin with Larry.
No, we're not going to make 7 minutes tonight. We had an event committee meeting here before the council meeting, and we did debrief on community days. Overall, we felt like it was well-attended community days. Some people said they enjoyed having all the activities there and the entertainment. They enjoyed having the parade for my calculation, I thought it was an hour plus, but according to Elaine and James, it was only 49 minutes or
48.
48 minutes. So anyway, we talked about different things that we could do in the future and maybe do a little more kid-friendly things, more kid or entertainment, like maybe getting the Indian dancers to come and do their thing. And she said it's a little bit difficult for them to come around on 4th of July, but maybe if it's the weekend after, we could do that. In fact, the next year's Community Days is on the weekend after 4th of July. So we will have it from 10, 11, and 12, I think, are the right dates. So we did, overall, it was a very good event. We had some issues about locating some of the booths, but I think we've got it figured out for next year. We'll do that a little bit better. A couple more things that are happening tourism or event-wise this week yet. The bicycle club is going to be at Econi Park tomorrow. They're going to start, what do you call it, when you set up for all of the bikers that are coming to town. They're going to bring in a shower facility and a food facility and a kitchen, and they're really going to do that big. And they're all going to be down at Econi Park for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week. And then this weekend, on the 9th and the 10th, I think it is, well, it's Saturday, Sunday, whatever Saturday and Sunday are. And we're going to have a rock crawl event out at the Schilling Ranch, out off of Pipeline and Orchard Heights Road. And most of the event is going to happen out there. But we have to eat, so we're going to have to come someplace. And then the burnout contest is not going to happen this year. There's some issues they're trying to have with location and insurance issues, so we'll try to regroup on that one next year and see if we can address those issues, but at least for this year it's not going to probably happen. And then the other thing that's going on is there's a lot of planning for the observatory reopening. It's looking like maybe a October, November type time frame, sometime yet this year. But that's going to be pretty exciting. We're ready to show that to the world. But we still got a few more things going on. They got landscaping things going on to do the interior stuff now and bringing in all of the stuff to fill the area and not just have floors, but have chairs and things like that. So we're starting to bring all that stuff in. And so then after that, this weekend, we have on the 12th of August from 7 to 9, we're going to have an airport committee meeting. So that'll be next Monday. And then that week, well, we had a proposed date for South Columbus overlay. It's going to be going on this week. but the contractor had to postpone it another week, so the current proposal is to do it next week. We just want to remind everybody that they plan to complete it in one day, but in order to do that, they're going to have to start at 6 o'clock in the morning. So if you live out near the Golden Ridge Mobile Park Village, or off of 21st Street or 18th Street, then you might be getting up with the starting up of equipment. But you'll have a bird's eye view, that's for sure. On August 16th, we're working on a Transportation Improvement Board application. They're due by the 16th of August. And as we talked about in an earlier council meeting, we're going to propose to do, the buyers are recommended project for this next year, hopefully. They do collect the applications on the 16th of this month, but we don't know what the award's going to look like until mid-November. It's kind of a long time to work on the awards, but that's their schedule. On August 26th of this month, we have set up for sealed bids opening for the fire department equipment. And then on the other one that's kind of out there a little ways is September 23rd. That's from 7 to 9. That's going to be a presentation of the draft, the final draft plan, presentation on the broadband approach for the city of Goldendale. And a few things going on with the public works area. We have remember we talked about the bridge, especially Pipeline Bridge, where we wanted to put up additional signs. And so we did put the no parking, we've had the no parking signs up for quite some time, but we actually ordered the other signs that are no trespassing on the bridge or something like that. And we've got those all posted now. So the crew was able to get those ordered and installed. Then the other thing which you won't see is the base flow pump. We've had some discussions about that here in the last several meetings. The base flow pump at the lift station off of Darlin Street is installed. So it's just humming right along, doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. We're pretty excited about that. And then some of you may have recognized that the airport beacon light was out, and that particular beacon light had used up its useful life. So we ordered a new one. It was less than $5,000, but we still ordered it. And we got the old one taken down and the new one put up. So it's up and the airport's back to full strength now with the lighting, runway lights work, and the beacon light works.
And you canceled the no-town?
And I canceled the no-town. Yes. Or I let it expire.
Okay.
And then, Terry had mentioned this before, but we did have quite a few streetlights out here after the lightning storm.
That's what it was?
That's what I think it was.
Yeah, that was like, came down the other night down the road. It was like, where's all the lights? It was dark as
So
shit.
we got that fixed. But that again was the PUD, and we got them to come down and get that fixed. Okay.
Thanks, Larry, very much. City council reports, we'll start with Councilman Mylan Walling.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to make a comment that the airport committee is working, and I think we're getting a lot of progress made on it, and I think we're going to be able to get quite a bit accomplished by late this fall and this winter. And we're also keeping in touch with the pump storage is coming along, and so we're still following that very closely. I mean, that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Okay.
I just want to give kudos to the Public Works Department. I noticed that a lot of the street lines are back on.
Right.
So that was actually pretty exciting to see that. And I'm just excited to see some crosswalks as well before the school season. But I'm sure they'll take care of that. So.
That's
In fact, Doug and I talked about that this morning.
good.
And we did, one of the key things is what you just said, and that is we want to make sure we get the crosswalks painted before school starts. So we're going to try to get at it this week or next and get started on it. Main thing is make sure that
The center lines were up pretty quick. So.
Really nice.
Yes.
Okay. Shannon?
Speaking of striking, I just had one question.
Okay.
How come we strike the part that we're gonna grind?
They didn't know they were striping it.
They didn't want any complaints that they missed a spot.
Was that what they said?
I don't know, that's just my guess.
It was just an oversight.
Could be.
Potholes.
We did some on High Street, I know, and
Okay.
I don't know, did we get down to Byers at all?
Still looks like the Baja 500.
It's on the 6-year plan.
It's on the 6-year plan to fill potholes.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Next question. SOGO.
SOGO, that's a good question. I need to find out some more information. I'll give them a call.
Okay, and could you give us a heads up next meeting then, please?
Yes, I will.
Okay. Last question is Carl's replacement. That's going to be discussed anytime soon?
Yes. Yes.
Tonight?
No.
Okay.
not tonight.
Okay. That's it. That's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thanks. Jane?
I just wanted to give a shout out to our community at large. I've noticed recently, and it might just be because summer is a good time to do, you know, sort of projects around the house, but I've noticed a lot of folks, especially living on kind of our main drag streets, Columbus, Broadway, really making an effort to you know, do a little neighborhood beautification, a lot of homes being worked on, fixed up, and it really changes the face of the town when those main streets that people drive in on. It's cool to see that people are having, you know, that pride in their home communities, and we have so many beautiful older homes in this town, particularly along those main streets, and it's just been really nice to see that, you know, folks are investing in their homes here in Goldendale, so that's been a cool thing to see, so thank you, Goldendale community.
Thank you.
Yeah, and speaking of investing in our community, I want to encourage everyone to vote in favor of the hospital bond. Ballots are due tomorrow by 8 p.m. Also, Larry, I want to follow up with you about the broadband presentation on the 23rd.
Yes.
Did we get all the surveys back, or?
We sent out surveys in with the water bills, and so it goes to the owners of the properties. And we sent out about 1,500, and we got about 200 back. And those have been tabulated and given to our consultant, and then he will bring that up as part of their plan, when they do the presentation of the plan.
Okay.
And they'll talk about what, if anything, the survey will be able to tell us and provide us with some information to determine what the gaps in the system are.
Great. So we don't have to have a meeting before then? Okay. All right, great. That's it for me. Stay cool, everyone. It's possible.
Mayor, a follow-up question I just thought about. Would it be possible to get some information about the ambulance KCEMS levy? I know that passed. I don't know if we're already paying taxes on that, and are we getting some more crews to serve the community?
Well, there's a couple things we could do. One is, I can call, find out a little bit more about the process, and probably talk with the treasurer's office and see if there's some implementation gaps that they still have yet to go into. So I can find out, like you say, if it's on our tax bill or not.
Right.
And then we can have, I think his name is Gilmore. Isn't that the right, Steve? Can't remember his first name. Anyway, he is our representative on the board. And so we can have him come and make a presentation, and I'll ask him if he can come to the next council meeting and make a presentation. And maybe we'll just have him include the other information as well. Like, if it's not already on our tax bill, when will it be on our tax bill?
What's the plan for implementation?
Right. Perfect.
Any other questions or comments? Now, maybe the mayor's part of this report. I noticed watching events this weekend that Goldendale is an incredibly calm community compared to other parts of the country. It was very sad, the things that happened. And I think more than anything, I want to recognize our police department because they constantly are training at the school, training at the courthouse, training at City Hall for active shooters. Believe you me, preparation is the best prevention you can have. It's a very important part of life anymore, it seems like. And the others, I agree with Justin very much. We need to support this hospital levy. That's very, very important for our city. And with that, we'll go to public comments. Oh, one of the many in the crowd.
I can wait if there's somebody else. Terry Luth, 108 North Chatfield. Like Larry said, we got a meeting for the airport committee on Monday. And if you've really never been out there with somebody who actually is behind knowing what's getting cut out, what's getting blowed out, I would highly suggest that all the new people we have on the council get with somebody and go out there, because them photographs right there and the ones that we give out on the council meeting doesn't really show anything that we're actually doing. I mean, this is the part that solely exists now, not what we're actually trying to build. And it would be really good when we get ready to start spending the money that Gina McCabe, or Mossberger, excuse me, was able to get us, that you guys really know what you're voting for. So I'm always available, or 99% of the time available, to go out there. You know, Mylan went out with Ty a couple weeks ago and found it very educational that he didn't know what we were talking about actually moving the things out, because it doesn't show.
Right.
You know, so other than Wednesday when I got to go down with Guy and be in the courthouse because of the guy from
Last year's neon lights.
Neon Cruise finally coming to trial, and we got to go down there as witnesses. But I'm usually around, so I can definitely take you out there. I know if Ty's in town, he's very willing to take somebody out there and show you where we've dug the test holes, what we've found, and why we're saying we got to do what we got to do to get it done. Clear down to rotating the airport runway, I think it's what, 2 degrees?
It's very slight, but it's...
Yeah, got to change it 4 feet at the end of it on the west end. So to get it away from the buildings that now exist. Otherwise we got to move the buildings, and we'd also have to move the beacon light, because it sticks out farther than the buildings do. So, like I say, I really like to see people go out there that haven't been there.
It really help you understand where the road's going and kind of the sequence of events as well.
Like I said before, there's been a lot of hours put into this project from everybody, and Monday night is the complete committee meeting so that we can actually somewhat finalize how we're going to spend the money. I don't want it to take up too much time because I know there's a lot of other people here to talk.
Thank you, Terry. You're very considerate. But there's no other public comments, so we'll go on to adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Did you have something to turn to see this? No, it's just
And I'm in
anticipation.
favor of adjourning.
Most approving look I've ever seen. It's been moved and seconded to adjourn the city council meeting for August 5th. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.